What is up, my crypto legends? How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing fantastic. Let's analyze the situation right now for Bitcoin. How come we had this drop? We couldn't manage to break above the highs that were created yesterday. We're going to analyze that situation right away in just a minute, and I'm going to explain where I shorted. Probably a lot of you have shorted as well. If you did pay attention on yesterday's video, guys. Potentially you have also shorted here this range if you paid attention on what happened yesterday right over here. I'm going to quickly go through, all right, the scenario from yesterday, okay? Shorted here, took profits here at this level. Sorry, shorted right here. Sorry, my mistake. This right over here, this level over here, because of that failed breakout. Came to the 618, came down here to test the lows, took some profits shared on yesterday's live stream, protected position just a few hours after I got stopped out at break even from the rest of that position. Waiting for seeing what is going to happen next. Are we going to break the structure, or are we going to fail to break the highs here? What has happened? What has happened? I'm just going to go through what's happened right now, guys, because this is absolutely golden. What we've been talking about here for the last few days of those swing failures, being stopped out at break even, okay, a couple of times, trying to short, okay, the top, finally got into this short position here to perfection, as you can see, exactly at $21,500 range. I'm going to explain exactly why. You can see the risk to reward here is absolutely huge from this major drop. I'm going to go quickly through here about this shorting scenario. This is a really nice day trade. You know, this is, I've already taken just over $100 in profit, just under 200. Hey, if I can lock here a few. This is unrealized profit, of course, until I do not close this position. You know, but overall, happy. Shorted the SP 500 as well at this high. Almost got stopped out. I'm going to explain also why this short position on the S&P 500 that was open this morning and just a few hours ago. Going to explain exactly why. How come I entered this short position? They have the same shorting level, okay? Bitcoin and the S&P 500. The positions are protected, of course, as always. You know, this is not a bad take profit range on Bitcoin if you are shorting the range right now. It's the monthly level, and I'm going to explain also it's the value area low from this trading range. Well, we've actually broken the value area low. Yeah, so monthly level. I think we are going to continue back down. Another reason why I think we're going to continue back down, guys, is this massive gap that we do have. I'm not really a gap, trader, but overall it could be filled. This is coming all the way down to around about the $20,000 range, even slightly below if we want to fill that gap. So overall, I do see, quite a few $100s still left on Bitcoin to drop, in my personal opinion. I'm going to go through the scenarios right over here, okay? What happened yesterday, what we were expecting yesterday to happen. If if you slightly double bottom here and you continue to the upside, you're still in a big, massive, massive uptrend here, getting squeezed into a kind of a wedge, finally breaking down. Yeah, I'm going to go explain this trade scenario, guys, that I am in right now. In just 1 second, I'm going to go through the comp section. Yippee, live stream coming up. I'm going out for dinner in a few minutes though. Okay, I think I'm going to make this one a quick one. 20-minute, 30-minute live stream. We're going to talk about the potential scenarios in the coming hours and also the coming days to get ready, guys. I'm not going to be here potentially when the moves happen for you to take that trade. Or anyway, obviously you do not need to follow me. I'm just a YouTuber here, giving you my analysis, giving you my perspective, my trades, just sharing a little bit of my point of view of the market. You know the deal. I was still looking for shorting scenarios. Claim the highs. If we do not break, look for shorts. Claim the highs. If we do not break, look for shorts. Play defensive trading. As soon as we are in profit, I am playing defensive trading. If we come and test the lows from this move and we do not break it, I am protected. I can take a little bit of profits, get stopped out at break even. Then if we come back up and claim this level, then wait for the next move. We either have a successful breakdown and then continue to the downside. And this has been a massive breakdown with high volume, guys. This is pretty nice volume. We're going to analyze the potential scenarios right now for that continuation to the downside, very likely. Yeah, nothing else, guys. We're going to talk about, like I said, yesterday's scenario, what we were expecting, and what has just happened with this major drop, and how you could have jumped into a short position right here at this level. I think a lot of people do know, and maybe some people did jump into a short position. Oi, Andy, price action, my friend, movement, geez, need excitement. Yes, Chris Hardwood, how are you doing? Hit the like button, folks. Yeah, guys, I need to remember the community to smash up the like button, because we're almost 500 people watching the live stream, and there's only 47 likes. What's going on, guys? Smash it up, because this is just pure technical analysis showing you, how you can take advantage with this market. Same scenario has happened just a few hours ago, right over here, having a massive drop, risk to reward ratio. I mean, you could start locking up some profits. I mean, I don't mind. I have locked a little bit, and I will be locking some more potentially. But overall, I think lower is very, very possible. Yeah, massive risk to reward trade, guys. This is what's going to be explained right now. From this level over here with your stop loss above the high. I mean, look at this. You could already see it. And I even expect lower levels. We're probably going to get short-term bounce from this monthly level. But overall, these lows, I think, are going to be claimed. There's a bunch of liquidity below this low that has to be claimed. And there is a potential futures gap that needs to be filled maybe in the next coming hours. Before the end of the day, it's potentially going to be filled. We're having the SP 500 dropping pretty nicely here for the last few hours, which is probably, it's helping Bitcoin as well have that push down. DXY is still at that level, guys. Very much expecting the bounce. I haven't changed my decision. No successful breakdown. We are at a multi-year resistance zone here from lower highs. This is probably just kind of a liquidity grab below slightly this low. We haven't even tested it yet. I was thinking that we're maybe going to go below 101 level. So far getting a bounce. Still remaining bullish. I do think this is a level that the DXY is going to hold as support. What has happened right now is that we just bounced, not even testing it, this lower low support trend line. I'm thinking, hey, we're going to test it and we're going to get a bounce. We're testing it. We're slightly below that multi-resistance level, support level, okay, from 2017 and 2020. Thinking, hey, we're just probably going to test it and then have a really nice bounce. This is my expectation still. Not changed anything. If we start breaking here solidly, then I'm thinking, wow, this is probably just going to retrace and continue to the downside. Overall, this is a big zone here at the 101, 102 level on the DXY. This is why, I'm feeling confident, if I am expecting a bounce on the DXY, which is going to help the markets have a drop, then of course I'm looking at the resistance. I'm looking to time the highs. Guys, and this is how, how can I time the highs? Which this is what I'm going to explain right away on the live stream. Okay, so make sure to get your cup of tea, cup of coffee, and yeah, make sure to enjoy the show, guys. I'm just going to go quickly through the comment section. Seboshi, thank you for joining. Seb, how are you doing, my man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Says Habib. Hello. Yo Andy, what's the levels? Blazed. We're going to talk about that right now. No point telling us now, Andy. Lol. Hey, it is. But, it is what it is. I'm really busy. I'm sorry I couldn't do this live. There will be, I'm getting the course ready, the private Discord, and it's just a massive big headache, guys. There's a huge amount of things to do behind the scenes. And, I'm really sorry. I didn't go live earlier. But overall, I'm not here to give you signals. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I am doing, and I'm sharing that on the chart, being totally transparent here. I know people need a hand, to finally take that decision, because yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Who would short here when you are in a big, massive uptrend? Well, guys, remember, I'm just going to give you the theory right over here. The theory is there. The reason why I shorted yesterday exactly at this level, okay, it wasn't here. This is why I got stopped out, actually. It was right over here. Like I said, same scenario. You fail to break out the highs. You come down, you come back up to the local, from the local high to the local low, you hit that 618 region, time to short, time to protect position at the lows. What happens right over here, if we do zoom in, we can go to the lower time frame so you can check this out much better, guys. Same scenario, guys. The high that was created yesterday, failed breakout. What happened? What happened, guys? Check it out. Check it out. Because this is the same thing. This is exactly the same thing right over here. Let me just pay. Right. Okay. Same scenario right over here, guys. You fail to break out the highs. And what happens? You have a move down. You come back up to the 618. And this is what's happened. Wow, we're having a really nice, kind of a short squeeze scenario. A nice little relief pump here to the upside. Overall position is protected. Oh my goodness, I would be really surprised if we suddenly see the price do this, guys. It would be like one in a lifetime event if this happens. I think this is just a nice relief pump, and we're going to analyze the levels. This is a potential rejection point, which is, we'll go through that in just 1 second. But overall, same scenario, guys. Same thing right now. What a pump. What a nice pump. But obviously, after a drop like this, it's normal to have a drop like that. Like I said, same scenario, 618. Right over here, same scenario, 618, guys, from that failed breakout. If we do get the highs from the lows, you can see we've just perfectly touched that level today. So, you know, like I said, it's the same scenario that has happened on the charts. Let's go through right away the analysis on the SP 500, but it's the same thing. When you're forming this kind of wedgie scenario as well, I think there's a lot of people over leveraging some short positions. We're getting a huge bounce at the moment from that monthly level. We've got the weekly here having a little bit of resistance. Let's take a look at the value area so we can take a look at the point of control, because there's a possibility that we're going to get rejected, guys, right now from the point of control. Let's take a look at the fixed range. This is unlikely to have a V-shaped recovery, okay? There's a massive relief pump. Point of control is just being hit right now. I'm getting a little, it is trying. What's up? S&P still massively down, not a huge bounce on the stock market. Bitcoin's getting a pretty big bounce. Yeah, point of control right now should get rejected from this range. Volatility, guys, it's here, it's on. It's on, guys, volatility's on. Point of control and weekly level should be getting rejected from that range, guys. At least, you know, 50%, 618, you know, this, in my personal opinion, there's no way it's going to get above this level. You know, very rarely in this kind of occasions, you would see a V-shaped recovery from here. This is definitely a rejection point here and here. You know, you might get a little bit of volatility, some people over leveraging some shorts here, just a little short-term short squeeze. But this is very likely to have that continuation to the downside, guys, at least to test the lows again and test this liquidity low level. Very likely. You know, this is going to, even though it's in the coming hours or by tomorrow. You know, if this were to do something like this, you know, this happens one out of 100 times potentially. You know, this has a 1% chance that this will do this. Basically, these lows are having a high probability range that they're going to be tested. What lows? The 20,500 range, 20,400, right? The exact low here, 20,400. This is just a quick little relief pump. We are likely to have the test of these low levels. So no doubt in my mind, I would consider entering into some shorts here. I'm already in that short, but you know, just almost hitting the 50%, 618. I mean, this is the point of control as well. So that rejection to come and test the lows is just highly probable. You know, when you're looking at probabilities, the probabilities of this doing this, you know, it's just not going to happen, especially when you're breaking down with this amount of volume. You're likely going to get reject now at this range of 20.8, 20.9. You know, surprised I would see 20. Well, it's already coming down, guys. It's already coming down. But overall, just a quick little relief pump there. Overall, I'm expecting lower. I would assume that this CME gap is going to be filled in between today and tomorrow, which is all the way down here at $20,000. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to go through the SP 500 as well, if you wish. Still bearish. What I mentioned yesterday on the stock market was this right over here, and I almost got stopped out with this pump that we've had the last few hours, guys. I'm not going to lie. Of course, you know, my stop loss was above the high. I entered the trade at this range, okay, at this range over here, and I almost got stopped out with this pump. I'm thinking, wow, if we claim the highs, then I'm getting stopped out. You know, yesterday the scenario was we failed to break out this high over here, right? So we failed to break out right there, massive rejection. There's not a failed breakout here. This is why I exited my shorts thinking, wow, you know, this is actually, you know, closing 1 hourly, 4 hourly candle above the ranges. You know, there's no weakness, still creating massive highs and higher lows. Weakness started here when we created this high yesterday, guys. You know, failed breakout. What was my plan, of course? Yeah, get into that 618 from the drop. Okay, the bounce, okay, right there, bang, bang, 618. This is my entry region, right? So I'm entering. I was slightly in a loss for a few hours, just a few hours ago, stop loss above the high, accepting that I would get stopped out, you know, if we were to claim the high again. But finally, not getting stopped out, entering that short position, guys. This was, you know, at this range. This scenario was mentioned yesterday, how I'm going to approach the market, right? I know when the market is pumping, you know, and it looks like it's going to go higher and higher. But when you see that weakness at the top, you know, that is when you want to take action. You know, if you are nervous, it means you are risking more than you're willing to lose. You're risking more than, you know, 10, 20% of your account. I'm risking about, you know, 2% of my capital, trading capital. So, you know, if it gets stopped out, I don't, you know, I couldn't care less. I would be looking for a next trade tomorrow or, you know, whenever. So that's why, you know, patience is absolutely key. I know that opportunity is going to come to me at some point. So, you know, yesterday, that was the trading scenario right over here. Took some profit, got stopped out. You know, another trading scenario right over here. They did not get stopped out, you know, stop loss above the high. I'm just giving you that educational content, guys, that brief explanation of you know, how I'm approaching the market and how I am taking advantage of these movements. All right, so too late to short. Yeah, this is too late to short. Obviously, I wouldn't short down here. I would consider it entering into a short right at this range. Okay, definitely would consider it, guys. Why? Because we have broken the structure, right? We've broken this structure over here. These lows haven't been claimed. There's, you know, you could arguably discuss that this is a swing failure from this low, but it doesn't make sense. You know, if you do have this corrective move, you know, this low down here at 20,250 is likely to be claimed, very, very likely to be claimed instead of this high being claimed, right? So if you come up here to this range, it's just going to give you a relatively good entry, in my personal opinion, especially after this nice volume candle to the downside. Highly probable getting a rejection point. This is just the start of, you know, that bigger correction. You know, we've got a gap potentially to be filled, which I think will happen. I'm just considering that right now. It's not really much into my analysis. It's just another excuse to think that we are going to go lower, because I'm not much of a gap trader, right? Now, I was still looking for short positions at this range. Okay, let's just assume, let's go through an analysis here on Bitcoin. What happens if we do not continue lower? Bitcoin's going to get a massive bounce and it's going to claim the highs right now. Obviously, I think it's less probable after confirming this drop, right? When you zoom in here and you see the drop with high volume, you know, I think it's very strange that the price, you know, I haven't seen it much. I've been analyzing Bitcoin for over 4 years every single day. When we see this kind of movement to the downside, it is just likely to have a continuation down, at least to test these lows. Okay, you could actually double bottom here and then, but at least to test these lows, and I would expect lower levels after this massive rally we've had for last week. Okay, If this does suddenly have a V-shaped recovery, guys, you know, I would be surprised. I would be surprised. This is, you know, something that doesn't usually happen, especially when you're breaking here this structure. It's, you know, with high volume, it would be a very, very strange event that doesn't usually happen after breaking a structure like this of an ascending wedge, you know, especially with this amount of volume. You know, if we were to claim these highs again at 21,600, 500, we would have to see a huge amount of volume right now, much more than the volume that has happened here with this drop. Could it happen? It could happen, but I'm just gonna stick here that it is improbable. So let's see how this does, you know, let's see how we approach this range, because this range is going to be interesting. We got high volume here on the VPVR, and we have broken structure. So I think we need to be aware that a lot of traders want to jump into some shorts potentially here. This has just been a liquidity grab, and I think that liquidity grab is going to continue after this pump to the upside. Just a bit of volatility here to the upside, 50%, 618 maximum. I would be already surprised if we were to hit 21,150 range, 200. Would be already pretty surprised if we already reached that range. It looks like we want to jump up there. The volume to the downside is it's larger. It's larger than this relief pump. So yeah, overall I'm expecting an exhaustion at this range. Let me just zoom in here. We're going to take a look at the lower time frame candlesticks, guys, because this is high volume candles. Just 1 second. Well, the volume on the lower time frames, there is some pretty high volume on the lower time frames. Let me just double check here. There is some pretty high volume here to the upside. Bulls are fighting. No doubt in my mind that the bulls want to try and go to the higher levels. Big volatility. What's going on with stock market? Stock market is still continuing slightly to the downside. Big volatility, guys. It's just, I would wait a little bit patiently to see how we approaching this range. Overall, yeah, I think this is a good range for a short. Yeah, I mean, this is already 50%. 618 is 21.1. It's a rejection point. But bulls are fighting, eh? There is quite a lot of volume here to the upside on the lower time frames. I'm just checking here that there is quite a lot. There is quite a lot of buying pressure here. Overall, still a bit more selling pressure. I mean, the bulls would have to, you know, it would have to be hundreds of millions of long positions right now to blast through this high. You know, it's not impossible, but overall, I think it's not probable, especially seeing the stock market dropping still. Let's go through the comment section, see what the community are talking about. Guys, how are you doing? Smashed up the like button. Thank you very much, guys, for the insane support. I shorted 5 shorts in between 21,350, 21,600. Got stopped out in 2 trades. 3 are running. Hey, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, make sure to, you know, you know, the 21.1, we're just getting to that range. You know, that would be the 618. We're getting above the point of control slightly. What a bounce. What a bounce. I'm surprised because stock market hasn't had a bounce. Bitcoin's getting a massive bounce. Big level to reject, in my personal opinion here. Let me just quickly take a look at. Yeah, this is also a big level here. 21,162. Big rejection level. This is where we have the last few days. We've got point of control here, point of control here. This is a big level that we should get rejected, guys. I would be very surprised if we suddenly see this. You know, very, very surprised. Obviously, I'm playing defensive trading. I'm trying to get into the highest level. Should have taken more profits, you know, if we were to do this. You know, but this is, you know, absolutely insane. You know, insane movement on the market. You do see these V-shaped, you know, movements, you know, to the downside or to the upside. You know, it's just, especially in the low time frames. I would be very, very surprised. I haven't seen this for a long time. If we were to have this kind of price action, guys, in the coming hours, you know, these V-shapes happen, you know, one time out of 100 times. So it would be, you know, a very, very rare movement on the market. You know, I would expect a big rejection from this exact level at 21,160. You know, I'm already in that short position. But you got big levels here. You'll be hitting the 618 level from this local high to the low, guys. As soon as you start coming down to this range, I would, you know, protect position and take profits. What a bounce. What a bounce in such a short period of time. Very, very impressive. Looks like DXY is forming a diamond bottom. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the DXY. I'm not too sure about a diamond bottom. DXY is still getting that bounce so far. This is just a relief pump, guys. Like little small short squeeze for all of those people that are basically short trading Bitcoin on the breakout. You know, this is a, you know, breakout traders here get wrecked with this pump, of course. You know, because they over leverage and they have, you know, very, very tight, you know, liquidation range of just a few $100s. And you know, if you are a breakout trader, I'm not a breakout trader, of course. You know, I want to short at the highs. I want to short at the highs. I want to long at bottoms. You know, I don't breakout trade because it's just not a good strategy. So what basically happens here with this movement down is that, you know, you get all of those people that FOMO into a short position thinking that they're going to miss that massive big drop, and what you have here is a relatively scary big bounce. You know, getting all of that liquidity from those over leveraged short positions that breakout trade, and then obviously till you finally cool off here after this range is where you're going to come back down to test the lows, because you know, V-shaped recovery is just something that does not happen after such a powerful move to the downside with high volume. You know, there's hundreds of millions of short positions here at this drop. Yeah, I would be very, 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 very surprised if you suddenly see a V-shaped recovery here. It's just unlikely to happen. You know, this is a rejection point. We are likely to come down to test the lows at 20,500 here in the next, you know, few hours. Let's take a look at the comment section, see what the community. I mean, the S&P 500 not getting a bounce. DXY is getting a bounce. Hey, you know, this is just a small little relief pump on Bitcoin to get that over leveraged short positions. This is likely to continue down, guys, from this exact level. Volatility, guys, volatility. Just hitting the 618 from this local high on the lower time frames. This local high here on the 3 minute, but from this high, it's just almost hit the 618. Could get one more little pump maybe for an even better entry at 21,200, so you can get a relatively tighter stop loss. You know, I think, you know, around about this high is unlikely to be hit. The 0.88. you start hitting this high over here, you're just likely to break this high. But yeah, it would be very, very strange, you know, if this ends up to do this. This is very, very strange scenario. This does not usually happen after a breakdown. Let's go through the comment section, guys. What are the community? Thanks for the short. Tahonas, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the short, Andy. In the money. I close now with my short 5K. Wow, absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Big money there, big money. Yeah, my day trades and scalps, you know, are not up to 5K just yet. I mean, for me to do a 5K position, I would have to have, you know, over $500,000 in my trading account. It's not that high just yet. It will though. It definitely will. Andy, did you notice the bearish bat on the 12-hour on the Ethereum? On Ethereum, also got in at the top of Ethereum. DeWald, absolutely phenomenal. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Bearish bat on Ethereum. Wow, let's take a look at that one. Let's take a look at the bearish bat on Ethereum. Bearish bat on Ethereum. Well, Ethereum very similar as well. You got several failed breakouts from the highs. You probably had another good, because I'm focusing basically more on Bitcoin, but yeah, same scenario on Ethereum. Same scenario. You fail to break out, you retrace to that 50% 618. Bang, you got a massive drop there. Big bounce eventually after such a huge drop in the short term. You know, you will unlikely see something like this. You know, you just need someone on YouTube to say it's unlikely to happen for it to happen. So just stay cautious. But yeah, it's very, very rare you would see something like this after this drop. You know, could it happen? You know, it could happen, but it doesn't usually happen. So bearish bat. Let me know what time frames on Ethereum did you see the bearish bat? Is that on the higher time frames? Are you talking about this bearish bat? Potentially, yes. On Ethereum, it's more technical here for that bearish bat pattern. If you do take a look at the highs, correct me if I'm wrong, Tahonas, if you know, it's hitting the 0.88 to perfection. So this would be a perfect bat pattern, basically, as it is hitting the 0.88 from this high, right? So this would be, you know, this is basically it. This is basically it here. This high to this low, to this high, to this low over here, and then to this high 0.88, getting that rejection. There you have a beautiful bat pattern. Whoever's aware of a bat pattern, let's take a look here. At the bat pattern right over here, hitting the 0.88 is getting a little bit of rejection. Stay cautious with that volatility, guys. It's going a bit crazy with volatility here, this range. But harmonics, let's quickly take a look. Bearish bat pattern hitting that 0.88 very, very nicely, as you can see here. Fibonacci levels yeah, they are perfect fib levels here. You get the 50% approximately correction from this X to A drop, you know, 0.45. It's enough. It's in between the range of 0.38 and 0.50. You get the B to C correction, creating a higher low, and then an expansion move to the upside here. All right, in between the 1.618 and 2.618, 2.28, but most importantly, not getting above the X point, hitting the 0.88, finally forming that bearish bat pattern. So very, very good. Very good if you got into that short. I'm only shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I cannot short every market. So, you know, we want to focus on one or two markets to make some gains. You know, I don't want to have, I mean, there's too much information already on Bitcoin and stock market. You know, I will be adding Ethereum very much to my analysis. Ethereum and Bitcoin move very, very similar. You know, could potentially make some more gains on Ethereum moves, of course. But, yep. What to do now? Hey, basically, in my personal opinion, you know, I would be looking for some short trades at this high, for example. You know, if we do claim this high, you know, I think it's likely to get rejection again. We've got support levels right there. It's probably not a lot of volume. But overall, I do see rejection from this range. You know, this is the 618 from this high to the low. 618, 618, 65. You got the lows here. It's a rejection point. Would I jump in right now? I mean, this is the thing, guys. You need to be a little bit of a sniper with these trading scenarios. Of course, I wouldn't put a stop loss up here. I mean, the risk to reward is just 1-to-1. So it's not, you know, I would accept a stop loss at this high, because if you do come up here at this high, you're just likely to claim this high and maybe go higher. So overall, you want to lose a small amount of capital if you are wrong. So, you know, entering here these are not my favorite trades, but overall, it's highly probable that you are going to come down to test the lows here, or at least the 618. So it's just not a great trade for a stop loss, basically. When I do my trading, I analyze the situation for my stop loss, for my take profit, and is it worth it? Is the risk to reward worth it? How much am I going to risk from my capital? 1%, 2%, or 3%? I'm never going to risk 10% on my capital. It's not going to happen. Sometimes I have done this, of course. You know, I've burnt accounts before in the past, but not anymore. Not anymore. You learn from mistakes. No more burning accounts unless I have a crazy day. But it's just crazy days happen. But we need to be very strict with our mind, guys, when we're trading, because sometimes you do want to put more. You want to add to your position. You want to risk more, guys. I've done this so many times before in the past, and it's just a big mistake at the end of the day, because that's how you burn your account. When you risk 5%, then you risk 10, then you add to your position, then you run out with capital and you burn it, basically. Not the way overall to at least for me. It's never worked for me. I've always risked in between 1 to 3% of my capital now for over 3 years, I would say now. Over 3 about 2020. 2020 is when I started to be profitable with trading. 2019 burnt account, 2018 burnt account. Hey, yeah, don't say sorry. You don't own the wrong. I just sharing. Yeah, Lee Key, that's absolutely true. I'm just apologize because I really want to do live trading as well on the live streams. But overall, sharing the ideas, guys, sharing the levels, sharing ideas, sharing what I am doing, what I can see on the chart. You know, lower time frames. You know, talking about probabilities with this movement down, it's just unlikely. Especially seeing the DXY getting a bit of a bounce. Hey, this is bouncing pretty nicely. Let's see if we do get a little bit more momentum. I think so. This high is going to be claimed at 102.8 on the DXY. This will help to have Bitcoin to have that deeper correction. SP 500 still collapsing. It's still dropping. Hopefully this is going to be a swing trade. Positions are protected. Been looking for those shorts, guys, for the last few days. Staying very careful and defensive, like shared on the videos. It's you know, S&P 500 finally dropping, DXY getting a small bounce, okay, not a huge bounce. You know, this is just a tiny little bounce. We still want to play defensive trading, no matter what. You know, this could have a bounce. DXY could continue back down, you know, the next week, and Bitcoin pumping to the moon to 25k. You know, it could happen. I am surprised you took a trade as it was news on CPI. Yes, it was true. We did have some news today at 2:30. We had the core PPI. A little bit of volatility. You know, I was aware of that volatility. We did see a little bit of that volatility just an hour before the stock market opened, but, you know, not a huge amount, eh? It was just a tiny bit of volatility. You know, this is the news wick that we had right there. It wasn't the one that I took the trade. The news was at 2:30 Central European time. This was the news right there. This was the volatility from the news right over here. You know, after the news event, we claimed the highs, came down, tested the 618. This is where I entered that trade on Bitcoin. So this was after the news. As you can see here on the chart, right? This is that's the news volatility that we had. Yeah, let's go through the comment section. Hey Andy, starting to grow fond of Shiba Inu. Did something very weird. I'm positive it's very bullish. Bear market bottom consolidation after that drop on Shiba Inu. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. What's going on with Shiba? Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu had a pretty nice momentum here the last few days as well. I mean, it's curious here because it's below right now, the lower high trend line. It's still creating a, the only thing bullish here is this, right? Where you have created on Shiba Inu the low in June of 2022 and the low here in December of 2022, starting to pump here in 2023. There is some volume on exchanges here. There's a spike here of buying pressure trying to break these highs. So can it finally break it, guys? It's possible. It's possible. What we want to analyze here is, is it possible right now for Bitcoin to claim these highs, guys? This is probably not it. I want to talk about Bitcoin right now, about, what if, after this small correction, suddenly the selling pressure disappears. We're not going to manage to break through this liquidity low over here, this liquidity grab, right? So I assume that we are going to hit that level. I would be taking some more profits at this low. Just in case it swing failures that level, and this is just a correction from this massive wave, and we are going to claim the highs again. I would be cautious again on how we're going to react at this high, guys. I'll be waiting patiently, of course. If there's the option of breaking through, right? Whenever this happens, if it does, here, or from down here, if this high is ever claimed again, I'll be waiting patiently to see what happens at that level again, right? So if we're going to hit that level, there's a lot of, I'm paying attention on the volume. Has it been a very big volume breakout? There's massive big levels here that I'm going to explain right now on the higher time frames, guys, in just 1 second, sorry. And yeah, like I said, let's just zoom out, let's just assume to say, hey, this has just been a very, there is high volume to the downside, okay, not going to lie, but just let's assume that what happens if, we would come down to $20,000 range or something, have a liquidity grab, create a double bottom and start recovering heavily from this range. How are we going to claim this high is going to be very, very important for me, because it's a big zone. Why is it a big zone? Well, I'm just going to show you right over here, right? I'm zooming out. Okay, we've got a big weekly level. Okay, this is a weekly close. Let me just go to the weekly, right? The 21,820 range right there. Weekly close and open from the first and second week of September. And, we are hitting the 61865 range from this high to the low. Big range. Big range over here. And there was something else that I wanted to share, and that is the value area high from this trading range. So value area high from this trading range over here, we got a big trading range here from June all the way till November, right? The first week of November before we dropped. That value area high is at 21,800, 900 range. If we were to come back up to claim this high, guys, this could be like a double top scenario, slightly claiming the highs and then get the drop. I'm paying very, very close attention. It's just a big level. It's going to be very hard for Bitcoin to get above $22,000. And especially when we're seeing this exhaustion price action, guys. So, that's another thing that I'm paying attention. What are the levels? I got people here. What are the levels? 21,800. It's a weekly. It's the value area high from this range. You know, we are hitting the 618 from this pivot high. It's just a big level. This is still just, in my opinion, a potential liquidity grab above this high, almost getting to this high, and, you know, not managing to successfully break above the range. Potential bounces if this corrective move were to continue to the downside. Wow, what a bounce, eh? What a bounce Bitcoin has had on the short term, on the short time frames. Pretty nice bounce at this monthly level. Paying close attention to the gap. Okay, someone has been saying, hey, we created a huge gap. Now, till we do not fill the gap, you know, I'm not going to be happy. But there are some gaps on the Bitcoin futures that haven't been filled. I mean, look at this one. This one wasn't filled for ages. We only just filled this one just a few months ago. Well, this was in June. Yeah, a few months ago, 6 months ago approximately. Look at this gap down here. This was in December of 2020. This gap, you know, it did take a few years to fill. So, you know, this gap theory is not... you know, look at this gap over here, you know, it didn't immediately fill it, you know, we just continued up. That's why the gap theory is just, for me, you know, there's a gap here. Why isn't this one filled? You know, it's probably going to be filled in the next coming months. That's why, you know, this gap theory is just, it's not really a bunch of BS for me in the short term it is. There's no real reason why, you know, this gap needs to be filled. You know, sometimes it takes ages to fill. A lot of them get filled in just a matter of a few days. So it's just not, it's not something to analyze really, to take some trades. Yeah. Another bear trap, got to catch them all. Bear trap or bull trap? Yeah, well, if you're shorting, I mean, yeah, I will short those bear traps. If you look at the short that I am in right now, you know, it's a pretty nice entry point. You know, you should have taken some more profits maybe, but overall, I'm going to leave it there. You know, a V-shaped recovery, this could be a bear trap, you know, and we're probably going to claim the highs again in the next coming days. You want to be an absolute sniper, guys. If you're getting into some trades, you want to protect position, you know, that was a good level to take some profits, that monthly level. I think lower is possible. I would play defensive trading here, guys. If you are scalping, just play defensive trading. You know, what if we do come back up and claim these highs? You know, there will be time. There will be a better potential entry. You know, this is to get people scared. And, you know, if you have relatively tightish stop losses, you know, accept a stop loss, you know, but you are claiming to get close to this range, at least to the 618, right? So the risk to reward is already, you know, pretty large. You already got a 2-to-1 risk to reward. If you get stopped out here above the 7.8 fib level to the 0.88, you know, just accept that loss. But overall, you know, I wouldn't rush into a short here. No, you know, this is a big resistance zone, got support, 618. High volume, guys, on this move down, not going to lie. There's high volume. Stock market's getting, you know, massively bashed at the moment. Will it have a massive bounce? Maybe. You know, I'm probably going to take this profit. I opened this trade, you know, today. If I can lock this, you know, two grand in a profit, then yeah, happy days. Let's just call it a nice day trade. I'm looking for swing trades, basically, on the stock market, thinking that we are going to go lower. But, you know, sometimes when I see these profits, I'm going to say, you know, this is already a really high risk to reward. You know, this is, you know, 4 or 5 times my stop loss from that entry point, from that failed breakout. Why not take profits? Okay, why not take profits? So probably will, you know, just close that position. I'm looking for an epic swing trade short, but how the market is, you know, the market's a bit crazy. Market is a bit crazy, you know, at the moment. But overall, like I said, on the stock market, you know, I'm more of a day trader and a scalper now than a swing trader. But overall, you know, I'm looking for this rejection point finally and having that roll down and making here tens of thousands of dollars in profit on an epic short. But you know, I'm more day trading and scalping right now. As you know from the last few weeks, we've been scalping and day trading from November and December, this entire price action from Bitcoin, from this range. A lot of day trades and swing trades at this level, scalping scenarios from this range. So yeah, let's see what Bitcoin does. Would be very, very surprised if it does have a V-shaped recovery. This is not a typical movement. There's a big wick here, but it's not a typical movement when you break out from a range here like this. The possibility of a fake out. Yeah, but I mean the volume is pretty damn big. You don't get such a big volume on a breakout with such a huge amount of millions in selling pressure for a fake out. If this were to hit this high over here in the coming hours and couple of days, you would have to see a green candlestick like this in the volume section. At least very close to this one or even higher than this one to come and claim these highs at 21.6 again. At least in the short term, if you're not going to correct to lower levels. Yeah, stay safe, everyone. It's likely that the lows 618 from this move is going to be tested potentially in the coming hours. Seb was around here. Thanks for joining, my man. He just only came here to join for a little bit. Let's go through the comment section. What's going on, guys? What do you think? Is this a bear trap? Let me ask the community on a poll and then we can continue with the analysis, guys. Is this a bear trap? Bear trap. And we are claiming 21.6k, which is the high, by tomorrow. Let me know, guys, in the poll. Is this a bear trap? And we are claiming 21.6k by tomorrow. Let me know right away, guys, in the poll. Guys, the exchange that I use, Bybit, number one for crypto for me. It's the ones that I have my trading capital for trading crypto, and also PrimeXBT, the one that I use using Bitcoin as collateral, currently at 0.1 Bitcoin. I feel like getting this Bitcoin and sending it to my ledger for my hodling portfolio for the long term. But yeah, PrimeXBT for me is insane because you use Bitcoin or Ethereum or US dollar Tether or US dollar coin as well as collateral. You can trade all of these markets, guys. There is stock market, oil, gold, natural gas, Forex, and you're using crypto as collateral. I only trade basically stock market, SP500. I have traded oil in the past, but you have an insane bonus down below. It's another way to support the channel here for me to continue analysis, educational content as well. Of course, affiliated with these ones, Bybit and PrimeXBT. Bybit, $30,000 worth of bonus still to be claimed, guys, at the rewards hub. It's still going on with this bonus, all depending on what you deposit. Okay, once you sign up. PrimeXBT, if you want to trade stock market, NASDAQ, oil, gold, natural gas, you name it. They've got a huge amount of different assets. $7,000 worth of bonus. It's 7% added to your deposit by using Bitcoinsensus 50 as a promotion code. I have full tutorials down below if you want to learn how to use these platforms. If you are still in your learning curve, you don't know how to trade properly, make sure to not use the links. Just enjoy the learning curve, okay? Because trading is extremely risky, of course. So yeah. It's just a rejection at 21,600. Pump is over. So it's just a rejection at 21,600. 20,600. Pump is over, says Ian. So Ian says pump is over and we are likely to go lower. Well, S&P 500 has, definitely has had a pretty nice drop. Yeah, what else can I say? Love TA, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, what can I say, guys? I know you want to be here for the live trading and that, but, I'm currently busy, as you know, very, very busy. If I can do the live streams to give you that educational content. Hey, yesterday's video, we talked about this scenario. If this scenario fails, then we're looking for a solid breakout you know, solid breakout, a potential rejection here from a level. It has happened right now. You know, I would say I'm looking for lower from this trading range. Surprised if we were to see this. It just doesn't make sense. You've broken structure, you've got large volume to the downside. At least to test the low range is highly probable. But the other scenario was, are we going to successfully break the high? You know, this was mentioned yesterday. Let's see how we break this high. If we try and break it and fail, we got another shorting opportunity, guys. And this is basically what it is. Shorting, protect position. Bang, if it comes up, get stopped out at break even. This is what happened yesterday on that short. You know, I can kind of, I'm not going to guide you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, of course. You know, I'm just sharing what I am doing. I'm sharing the trades that I am into. I'm also, you know, pretty clear on the latest videos. I am looking for shorts. I'm looking for that heavy correction and, you know, that failed breakout to the upside. When you create this choppy action, you know, for me, I know a lot of people talking about, hey, this is a bull flag or bullish pennant. You know, I'm thinking, not for me, not for me. You know, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that this is a bull flag. Not buying it. Still looking for shorts from the highs. There's a big resistance, liquidity grab above this high. I'm not buying that this is a bull flag. You know, trying to get into those nice short trades. Play defensive trading. You know, inside of this wedge, of course, it does make sense to get into those long positions, no doubt. You know, when you're creating a range, yeah, absolutely. When you are coming from an uptrend, you know, if you want to try and get into those, you know, higher low support levels to claim the highs, you know, that is the smart thing to do. But you know, I like to be a sniper and get into those short positions, right? I like to get into those shorts and protect position. You know. I like it when I get stopped out at break even. I'm saying, hey, you didn't take my liquidity, market maker. You didn't take my liquidity. Guys, love the TA, Andy. Jennifer, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the TA. I think I'm expecting lower, guys. I would assume that it is highly more probable after this movement down and breakdown of structure that we are likely going to claim this low over here, which is at $20,250. Instead of claiming 21,600, I would be surprised if we were to claim that high, guys, in the coming hours. Could it happen? Yeah, it could happen, but it's very, very rare if this were to happen, especially with the stock market coming down like this. DXY getting that potential bounce from the range as well. Yeah, still think that lower is likely on Bitcoin at the moment, at least to claim these lows. I would pay attention to see how we're going to claim this low, guys, of 21,250. If it does claim that low, you know, and create a kind of a double bottom or a swing failure, get exhaustion, hey, this could only be a correction from this massive momentum, and that we are going to go higher. Who knows? To claim the highs, at least from this level. Let's wait and see. We'll be back with the analysis tomorrow to see what happens. Hang on one second, guys. I just want to talk about, you know, I'm looking at Fibonacci levels from this low, right? From the low to the high. I would say at least the 382 has to be hit, which is at 19,600. Maybe in the coming days, right? We could get a bounce, come down, claim the low, get another bounce. You know, we're just about breaking the structure right now. So I would assume below 20,000. In between 20,000 and 19,000 would be the range I would expect a corrective move. If that does happen in the coming days, which I think is more probable, we'll have to analyze the situation right here at this range. How, you know, what levels have we got? Are we consolidating? Will we continue this bull market, this bullish massive momentum, or is it over? And are we going to come to lower levels? We'll analyze that once we come down there, guys. But overall, first of all, just looking at the fib levels, you know, in between 19K and 20K, sorry, is the 382, 19 and 19.6, 382, and the 50% fib level. and not many other levels I would see at the moment. Value area low is all the way down here at 18.7. Could we correct all the way down there? Absolutely, it could happen. Overall, expecting slightly lower. I would be surprised if we do get a V-shaped recovery, guys. If it does happen, then, well, we just have to analyze the situation once we claim these highs. Play defensive trading, guys. Play smart. Don't get excited. Don't let your emotions, take the decisions for you. Be extremely technical and protective. Thank you for joining the live stream, and I will see you in the next one.